Let me join here. There we go. Now you can hear me. Can you hear all of this? Boom, boom, boom. I'm here. I'm live. I'm in effect. This is Tristan Barracks, your boy, the digital storyteller, and I am super excited to be here for another live stream Monday. I haven't done live stream Mondays in years. No, it wasn't years. It's a couple months. Something really crazy happened. It was called COVID, and that kind of took over all of our lives. And man, it's been kind of crazy. I want to catch you up on a few different things for those of you that haven't been watching my channel for a while or haven't been a part of a lot of things that have been going on. I want to let you know kind of some of the projects that I'm working on and some of the amazing things that have been happening throughout this summer and some of the things I've been focusing on. So let's just jump right into it. First and foremost, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for connecting and just being a part of the tribe. You know, I'm trying to build a digital storytelling community full of people that are from diverse backgrounds that love to tell stories and tell stories with dope tools and to share it with the world, both on social media and through traditional theatrical forms. This past month or two, a couple months have been kind of up and down. I was doing a lot of things before COVID. I was doing like my Tip Tuesdays for those of you that follow me on Instagram. I was also doing my live stream Mondays, and I was also doing my YouTube videos, and that was going really really well for me. And then COVID hit. And there was a lot of just different things that were happening in terms of, you know, my own emotional state, but then also, you know, just the reality of like, okay, income is lost, right? And, you know, you're trying to figure out how do you deal with income loss, being a husband, being a father, and just being a creative, like staying creative in this sort of time and in this season. And I actually pivoted. I pivoted into doing a lot more online training with a organization by the name of, well, several organizations, but primarily one by the name of Launchpad Toronto. So if you're a local from Toronto, Launchpad Toronto wouldn't be something that is you know, out of the ordinary for you. But basically what it is it's a arts initiative organization that was created for artists by artists. And it's a hub. It's actually a creative hub where you can learn different creative skills, learn how to become better as an artist, both from a creative standpoint, but also from a business standpoint, which is really, really important. And they actually approached me or asked me to facilitate some Zoom classes, and that was really dope. And I was actually, ooh, let me see here. Oh, hold on, let me see. Oh, sorry, I didn't even see you, Peter. What's good? What's up, Peter? Let me see here. I made it for a live stream Monday. Let me just put that on there. You know, I gotta hail on my people. You know what I mean? What's up? What's up? What's up? Super chat. Yo, listen to me, Peter, man. Super chat. I love you, man. I love you, man. For the cost of half of a Starbucks coffee, you just funded another live stream Monday. Let's give it up. Big up, big up, big up. Thank you so much, Peter. Back to the story. So, I started to do a lot of Zoom classes, teaching a lot of different philosophies behind business as a creative, being a creative business owner, as well as skills, storytelling skills. And that led me down this whole rabbit hole of like, you know, really focusing on developing my own courses that I'm going to make available. So that's what I'm working on right now. That's one of the exciting secrets or announcements that I'm making today. I am starting my own digital storytelling courses, and I'm really, really excited about it. It's going to span from everything from how to start and register your business all the way to, you know, how to do pre-production, production, post-production, what cameras to use, what lights to use, all of those sort of things to tell dope stories, because I believe in empowering people. And the way you empower people is by giving them the information that you have, right? And not just hoping for the best, but empowering them and helping them and building the environment and the community that will do so. You know, so that being said, I really, really want to just let you know how excited I am about this digital storytelling tellers courses and educational sort of platform. It's going to be dope, and it's going to be led and spearheaded by myself, but but I'm going to need your help. And the help that I need is I want to know your feedback. I want to hear your feedback. I want to know what you guys want to learn, because the platform is going to be shaped by what you want to learn and what you want to see. Now, like, what's different about my YouTube channel is that, yes, that I do that to a certain extent, and I do a lot more reviews, and I share some of my work and my thoughts on different products and that sort of thing. This educational program, this educational platform, I should say, the digital storytelling platform, is really going to be about education. It's going to be about really giving you the fundamental principles to be successful, the tools that you need to actually do what you want to do. So it's going to be really, really dope. By the way, I see you guys joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. Listen, this is the live stream Monday. I haven't had these in a couple of months. I want to come back on and just introduce who I am and tell you a little bit about what I'm going to be doing and what I have been doing. But if you have questions, please submit them. If you have a super chat, they're welcome as well. $1.50, whatever you got, that's cool too. But I want to just have a conversation with you. So please send out any questions that you have. I'm here for you for the next couple minutes. I'm going to be here. It's going to be a little bit shorter tonight, but I still want to kind of jump on and just say hello and see how you guys are doing. That being said, the next exciting thing, drum roll please. I don't have drum roll, but I have this. So, I see a question here by Peter. Peter, what's up? Okay, let me click this here, and we can see it here. Is this filmed on your Zcam? No, it's not filmed on my Zcam. And I have a little bit of an update for you, Peter. My Zcam, actually, I sold my Zcam to my dad, so I no longer have an E2. But I have I picked up an S6, but I didn't use, so I actually sold my FS5 Mark II, and I picked up a Zcam S6, and then this is what came in today. Hold on for a minute. Ta-da! I just got an E2 M4. Okay, this is pretty dope. And that was kind of my replacement for my E2, because I wanted to kind of streamline everything with the new form factors. So I ended up getting I loved my E2. I loved it. But I wanted to have the same form factor as my S6, and that way I could use the same accessories and all that other jazz. So what I did was I ended up selling my E2 and then use the money from the E2 to pick up the M4, and now I have the M4 and I have the S6, and that's going to be kind of my cinema setup for any sort of narrative work, any sort of commercial work, etc., etc., etc. So I'm really, really excited to get my hands knee deep into this. Knee deep hands doesn't really make sense, but you get what I'm saying. That being said, I also wanted to let you guys know that I will be doing a review. I'm kind of in the process of thinking about how to do a unique review on the S6, because again, the Zcam S6 for me has been one of the best cameras I've ever owned. But I'm still digging my teeth into it. There's so much in this camera, and there's so much that needs to be taught about this camera. So I'm thinking about doing a couple of tutorials on that, as well as creating a review for that. And then I'll be creating a review for the M4 right here. All right. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Peter, I see you here. All right, Peter. I'm in the same boat. I'm wanting to sell the E2 to pick up the M4 and match with my F8. Yep. Yeah, no, I think the biggest thing for me is just like, I just like the form factor. I like the form factor. I like the fact that they kind of streamlined the design a little bit more. And with this purchase, I actually picked up the Zcam E2 or EF mount. I just found this to be really, really good, and I want to match this up, or pair this up with the ENDs, that you can kind of pair that with. So I mean, for me, I'm super sold on Zcams. The only thing I'm working on now is kind of refining my rig. I have certain accessories that I like with it, but depending on, you know, how large the rig gets, I need to have some new rails, get some new plates and things of that nature, so it's a little bit easier to streamline. What else are you saying, Peter, here? Or I might just have to wait until the the S6G. Why you got to bring that up, Peter? I mean, listen, for those of you that don't know, Zcam, if you're in the Zcam E2 group, they just announced that they're going to have a global shutter version of the S6, right? So the S6 it stands for Super 35 6K sensor camera, E2 camera, and it's great. It's an amazing image. I love it. Form factor is great, but obviously there it's not global shutter, right? It's like the normal shutter that most people have. It's going to give you that a little bit of that jelloing effect. It doesn't bother me that much because I don't do a whole bunch of like really quick movements with my camera. So that doesn't bother me as much, but for some people it does. Global shutter will allow you to get rid of the jelloing effect that the shutter creates. So for me, I want to buy it, but from what I hear, Kenzo said it's going to be like twice the amount of the cost of the S6, and the S6 right now is $2,500 or $2,400 American, which is $4,000 Canadian, which means you'd be paying $8,000, somewhere around between $6,000 to $8,000 Canadian for global shutter. I can't do that. Anyways, let's see what else is here. Let's see what are you saying, Peter? And just wait till that turbo mount comes out. Yeah, the interchangeable mounts on the flagship, that jumped off, flagship are one of my favorite features. Yeah, man, like I think for me that was a game changer for me, because I was waiting for another camera manufacturer to do that, right? Because Sony did that really, really well. They had their ENDs as well, and obviously it was on FS5s. And those were one of the number one reasons why I purchased the FS5. So definitely I'm excited about that. Oh, I didn't know about that. Now I'm going to have to hold off for the S6. Yeah, the global shutter is going to be fantastic. I mean, I would hold out for it. Strike that. Not paying twice the price. Well, here's the thing. You got to think about it this way. If you want the big boy features, right? Because global shutters, you're only seeing that in like, $50,000 plus cameras, right? Like super high end cinema cameras, you're seeing the global shutter. You're not seeing global shutter on a Blackmagic, pocket $2,000 camera. So to be honest with you, to get that at that price point, even at $8,000 wouldn't be too bad. But again, I can see why. I know I'm not going to pay for it. I don't feel like I would need it that much. It doesn't bother me that much, especially if you use the crop factor mode or the cropping modes on the 6K or the F6 or the S6 or even the F8. You're really not going to notice jelloing that much. I find that it only happens for people that do a lot of handheld and do a lot fast whips back and forth. That's when it happens. That's when it kind of irks people. But for me, I don't really need it. Let's see what else is here. Peter, yeah, global shutter sensors are a bit pricey, but definitely worth the cost if you do fast-paced, action films. Yeah, it's only really worth it if you're going to do that, if you know the genre that you're shooting in. If you don't know, or it's not really your thing, then fire. Like, why even go for it, right? It doesn't really make sense, right? But yeah. Hey, there's some more people on here. What's going on, people? How you guys doing, my digital storytellers? Give me some questions. If you want to ask a question and make sure that it's seen and that it's answered, you can always do a super chat. I welcome super chats. It helps me kind of keep the channel going and keep me creating some dope content that you want to see. But that being said, I want to go to the next thing. So like I said before, I'm starting my own educational platform, digital storytellers platform. So look out for that. Working on that. I'm super excited about that. I told you about the new bits of camera goodies I purchased. So now with my S6, I have an M4, and then I have this rad mounting adapter or lens adapter. You know what I mean. Stop making fun of me. My God. You guys are so judgmental. And then lastly, the last announcement I want to make is that I'm actually going to be releasing my next group of LUTs, which I'm really excited about. These LUTs were created specifically for people of color. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but one of my issues or one of my challenges that I had, as a creative, you buy all these LUTs, these filters, and all these other things, and some things work really well and some things don't really work really well. But for me, there is a giant void in the products that actually spoke to people that had a little bit more melanin in their skin than not so much. And I would buy a lot of LUTs and I would apply it to people that were darker skin like me, or even mixed skin, or really really dark skin tones and had a lot of melanin in their skin tone, and it just didn't work well. It made their skin orange, or it made it look weird. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to create a set of LUTs that actually spoke to darker skin tones. So that will be coming out by I would say by next week. I'm going to be releasing it, and I'm going to be having a promotional price on it. I'm going to be promoting it on social, so look out for that. I think it'll be really really cool. The first sort of batch is going to be speaking specifically or geared towards Sony cameras, and then from there I'm going to do ones that are specific for different cameras, obviously Zcam, then going to the Canon R and RPs and R5 setups, as well as going into Fuji and things of that nature. Now that reminds me, I am looking for some raw footage from different camera bodies. So if you are interested in being a part of helping me create these LUTs, I will give you the LUTs for free for whatever camera that you provide some free raw footage for me for. Because what I'll do is obviously credit you for being the creator of the footage, but in addition, I'll give you those LUTs for free. I'll gift them to you. I'm looking specifically for Blackmagic raw files, as well as Canon raw files, both for their cinema line and for their RP lines or their R lines, their mirrorless lineup, and S-Log preferably, because I want to be able to create these LUTs for all types of platforms. I think it's super important, and I would love to work with you guys on that. So be a part of creating a new product with me. What do you got to say, Peter? I have people asking me for tips for proper exposure for people of color. Would love to add that in the Zcam handbook. Oh, perfect. If you have any of these to share, for sure. Yeah. I'm definitely going to be doing that. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a series of tests, as well as I'm working on a lot of different projects. I actually just came out with a short film about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, called Brown Ballerina. And Brown Ballerina was a part of my 30-day challenge, Peter. And the reason why I love it so much was I shot it all with my S6, and I shot it with one light, and in a large room, and I shot it all handheld. Well, tripod for the interview and handheld for the rest. And I found the skin tones to be very, very good on that camera, even for people of color. The young lady was really darker skinned, and it wasn't super off. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't greenish. It didn't have a grayish tone. I was shooting Z-Log in H.2.6.4, right? Or H.2.6.5, sorry. So I'd love to talk to you about that, because there are some things that you can do. A lot of the principles that people use for normally exposing lighter skinned people is the same normalities that you would use for lighting darker skinned people. You just you expose a little bit more. You want to be mindful of not losing. A lot of times we're concerned about lighting skin tones, but we're not necessarily concerned about lighting hair. And people of color have darker hair, right? So if you're just lighting their face and you're exposing for the face but not exposing for their hair and other areas, then they kind of like blend into the background. So it's something, that's something to think about too. So there's a lot of different ways to be able to go about adding some things. I saw that one was one of my favorites. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And lastly, before I go, because I want to go on a walk with my kids and my wife, and I'm trying to create more balance. And for those of you that are creatives and that have a family or have a wife or have a girlfriend or have loved ones in your life, I want to encourage you to try and not find balance, but understand your extremes, right? The point I want to make with regards to that, and it leads into my last point, is I just came out of a 30-day a 30-day challenge. It was called the Just Shoot 30-day challenge. For those of you that knew about it, it was thank you, and thank you for supporting. Thank you for watching. It was a lot of work. It was my first time going through a full month and getting to the end of the month and doing all 30 days. It was hard. I was tired. I was kind of expending my mental energy, my emotional energy, and trying to figure out ways to entertain people, educate people, create content, and to just post as best as possible and as consistently as possible. And one thing I learned about that was that I have greater capacity than I knew. But not only that, there is a power in committing to something and seeing it through. So when I say that, I mean, a lot of times as creatives, we have really good ideas, but we don't necessarily see it through. Maybe we start it, but we don't finish it. And I think it's really, really important to understand and set realistic expectations and goals for yourself, and then see it through. And if you need more time, give yourself a little bit more grace to get it done. But get it done. I think that's really important. And then also what's important too is what I realized is I don't, as much as I understand how necessary it is to adhere to YouTube's culture of creating, vlog videos or creating, gear review videos and all that sort of stuff. I think for me, my groove and my area of expertise and my area that really connects to you guys and connects to, connects us together as a community is when I tell stories. When I tell, brown ballerina stories, or when I do, montages of my children, or when I interview my dad or I show him cooking. Those are really when I shine and where I'm really in my element. So I'm going to really make a commitment to really focus on how to share with you how I create stories and tell stories, and share with you my work. The end result. So I want to really gear my channel more towards that. Not to say I won't ever do gear reviews or do commentary on, camera announcements. Those are always fun, but I'm really going to make a conscious effort and decision and focus, make a conscious focus on not just talking about things that are in boxes, right? Not just talking about cool gear. Ooh, I almost dropped that. Ooh, thank God I didn't drop it. Not just talking about cool gear, but also talking about what I do best. If I call myself the digital storyteller, I need to talk about stories and share stories with you guys. So I want to do that more. And I want you guys to share stories with me. I want you guys to DM me. I want you guys to ask questions. I want you guys to pick my brain. I want to build a community where you guys feel comfortable and feel empowered to really reach out to me. So I'm going to create different ways to be able to connect with me in different ways so that you guys can get more out of these videos and more out of this community. So that being said, I'm going to wrap up here. I'm going to read a couple more comments. I'm going to wrap up here. If you have questions, please let me know. I mean, ask me these questions really, really quickly. I'll answer them for you, and then I'll wrap up after that. What are you saying, Peter? I have some Z-Raw, ProRes Raw, and some me next to the Z. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely toss it my way. I would love to get some of those clips from you. What else? Your narratives are amazing. I would love to see some workflow stuff where, you talk through. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. That's what I want to do. I really want to share. I want to share my work. I want to share my approach with you. I want to share my life with you guys, not necessarily all my personal life, but sometimes as a creative, you don't want to create. How do you push through that? Right? I want to share some of that stuff. I want to share with you, the way I work with my crew, the way I work with my father, the way I work with my colleagues, my other colleagues, right? All of this I want to share with you. I want you guys to feel empowered and inspired, not because I'm great, but because you're great, and I want you guys to feel that motivation, that fire to create and to be the dopest version of yourself, the dopest creatives possible. So that's my prayer. That's my passion. And I just want to say, I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, just be dope. Continue to be dope. Be safe. If you're going to go out and film and shoot, obviously practice social distancing, or at least just protect yourself and protect your families, and have some fun. Peace out.